Hello, everyone. Welcome to week 5 of ECAC. It's Pink again here with Wes. We're here in round 4 of Valorant. Today we're in Division A, Group 1. Going to match up between Farmingdale State Esports and Ohio Northern University Esports. Wes, what can we expect?
I think that we expect a very good game so far. I mean, Ohio Northern University Esports has cleared the board so far with their win streak, and Farmingdale has made it into 3 rounds every single game. So I think that we're in for a very good game this week.
Yeah, Farmingdale's got to feel a little bit unlucky. They're currently 1-2 on the season, and yeah, like you said, every map's gone to, or sorry, every series has gone to map 3. Meanwhile, the Polar Bears kind of just walked through everybody. They had some difficulty with Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute Red early on in the year, but since then it's been easy 2-0s running. So we're going to get ready here in just a second. We're going to be opening it up on Sunset with Ohio Northern on defense. We finally got everybody in the lobbies. Talk about some of the rosters real quick. Farmingdale State got Roz, Tanuki, Kevin, Caramello, and Pyro. And then ONU is represented by Flame, Saf, Brondon, Singularity, and EMP. I got to look a little bit at this ONU roster beforehand. It looks like Flames, Saf, and EMP are returning. I think that's correct. If not, let me know. But I'm excited to get things underway. Collegiate Valorant hasn't kicked into full swing yet, so I really can't gauge these teams outside of their results in ECAC. But all I know is that Farmingdale State really needs to get it going and get a win in this series. Otherwise, playoffs is going to be a little bit difficult. Only the top 4 teams make it to playoffs in Division A. And right now they're sitting here in 5th place with their 1-2 record.
Yeah, just barely under that top 4 teams. So definitely would be a good win for them to get here.
Yeah, and especially against an undefeated squad and ONU. And obviously, if Ohio Northern runs away with this one and improves to 4-0, I mean, they got to be feeling confident locking up that top spot. Obviously, they still, can get better seeding in the playoffs. It also depends on like who they're playing. But it's pretty competitive up here in Division A. We've seen some matches earlier on in the season. The talent's prevalent, and I'm excited to get into this. Again, just few more minutes, just setting up a lobby. And if you guys want all 3 maps, we got Sunset, Haven, and then if we need to go to a map 3, which Farmingdale loves to do, we'll be going to Ascent.
Yeah, definitely. We haven't seen Sunset yet on the ones that we have casted for the streams and such, but it's definitely a good map, and I think that we'll be able to see some very interesting plays, especially since it's the first map.
Yeah, this is a map kind of owned by Cypher previously. Obviously, a little bit of Nurse came his way earlier on, but I'm expecting some of that. We'll see again when we get to Agent Select, and that should hopefully be soon. I don't know what's going on. These guys love talking to each other, but they don't want to press the ready up button.
Yeah, we get that getting the good conversation between the teams going, but not quite ready to start playing yet.
All right, looks like we are finally going to get into Agent Select here. Wes, I want you to, kick it off. Give us your first initial reactions as they start hovering agents and locking in.
Got it. Yeah. Sova I've seen often on this map actually. As a very good initiator in general. But not as often picked in a lot of maps, but on Sunset I do see him picked often. Of course, Omen being hovered on both teams and locked in on one team definitely. I've seen them often, but no longer hovered by someone else this time. But yeah, Omen definitely I see a lot on Sunset, and I think that he is a really good controller to have on this map.
Yeah, it looks like kind of a mirror match up to this point. Actually, there's finally a bit of a difference. We have the Rays instead of the Neon. And I like the pick because it's supposed to be kind of a counter into the Cypher, right?
Mhm.
And obviously we see Neon on the side of Farmingdale locked here. And if Saf can kind of lock things down, it'll be tough for them to break through sight. Obviously, shock darts from Sova help out a little bit, but still, Cypher's really good at shutting down a pretty strong character in Neon right now.
Yeah, Neon definitely has a bit of a disadvantage against Cypher and his trips. You know, when you're sliding around the map or going so fast, you don't always have time to figure out like where the traps are and stop it before you hit one.
Right. Well, we're finally going into map 1 here. Again, we have Farmingdale State on the attacking side, Ohio Northern going to be on defense. Ohio Northern trying to run away with this and get a good 4-0 start to their record. And Farmingdale trying to stabilize, get to 500 on the season.
Yeah, definitely seeing. I do think as we go back a little bit to the agent select, I do think Raze is definitely a good pick as opposed to Neon. Not in like full, but I think that if you had to choose a different duelist beyond Neon, that Raze is a really good pick with the blast packs and making space with her grenades.
Yeah, and grenade kind of, I don't know if the unbreakable trip, I don't know if that still exists on B. I honestly am kind of out of the loop on Cypher tech right now. But I am aware that the grenade is super useful in taking that down. Looks like here we're actually kind of starting with a nice default 2 on Ace and outside of main, and these 3 players scaling up on B. Smoke in mid. So just info denial early. Cypher's actually going to rotate towards mid, try to cover that gap. Everybody from Farmingdale kind of sitting back here. Looking for contact to be made from someone. Singularity going to finally hear noise on B. Plays that first smoke. Orb grabbed. Looks like they're just going to rotate back towards A. They found the free site. Neon all the way through elbow. First engagement, Flames down low health. Kevin unscathed up to this point. An EMP sitting waiting, now smoked off. Footsteps are definitely heard. There's the dart, and Brandon's gonna get the first pick in the round. Engagement in mid, Saf picks up Tanuki, and now it's a 3v5 advantage. Spikes coming down here, but shock darts flying in, hitting Carmelo pretty hard. Raz, jiggle peeking. Carmelo taken out by Saf. Saf with 2 on the round, looking to get a third. Kevin actually responding pretty well, has 3 of his own. It's getting dangerous now, 1v2. Pretty healthy.
Last player standing.
Good flash, but somehow Brandon's still alive. Sitting on the spike. Raz on half HP now, 1 shot. Brandon sticking this one, jump peeks out, full swing. Raz clutches it out. What a great attacking round there from Farmingdale. It didn't look like they had anything in the tank, but
yeah, I mean, when watching it, I very much thought that Ohio Northern had that down with the 5v3 or 2 at one point, and then just took it back immediately with those 3 kills.
Yeah, I mean, big round coming out from Saf early on, but Kevin, the other Cypher, got 3, and suddenly it was just numbers advantage. I have no idea how it happened. It just swung so quickly. That's how these things go.
Definitely.
Heavy mid push now on their eco. Hyro's kind of aware, so they're just going to flood into A.
Camera taken out.
Camera taken out, so info will be gained. They know that people are behind. Kevin's going to be able to get away from the EMP. Spike's gonna come down. It's gonna be a full 5v5 retake. Everybody on the flank.
Here.
Polar bears. Looking to flood in. Already coming up around the side. First pick goes EMP's way, but traded off immediately by Carmelo. Carmelo with 3 on the round. 4! Bulldog unstoppable. Looking for the ace. No, Saf's gonna shut it down, but Kevin immediately with the trade. What a round from Caramello.
Yeah, 4K this early. I mean, that Bulldog is definitely very powerful, and on a on their econ round, you know, like they didn't have very good weapons at this point, but definitely that 4K looking for that ace, but just kind of didn't hear the audio cue for where Saf was.
All coming down mid that round. Do you like that idea?
Yeah, I think that it was a bold idea, and I mean on their econ, it's definitely, and I definitely very, I would say bold again, like just very brave of them to go down mid, run it like that in general, but then on their econ especially. But I mean, it could have paid off. If it did, I would have been very surprised.
Nuki playing some lineups outside B, getting that trip out of the way. Can't get that back, so that's just permanently gone. First pick goes EMP way, just out of mid. Now another one for EMP. 3 massive picks early. Sovadrone's gonna come out. EMP's gonna unswing.
Last player standing.
Brandon grabs another one. Pyro finally getting a kill, finds a second.
Low health.
Yeah, low HP. Saf gonna creep up and try to take some space outside of B main. No noise made yet. Spike's down in mid.
This way.
Lots of util being dumped. No engagement yet. Finally spotted out is Pyro. Saf's gonna rotate off this one. Singularity cleans it up before he can get there. There you go. Finally getting on the board.
Yeah, definitely seeing a lot of hero plays here, in which a lot of people are getting those 3Ks, 4Ks really fast. I mean, the tables turn like in an instant so far, as we've been seeing.
Yeah, and not a lot of initiator play. Like, I haven't seen a lot of Flash creating these opportunities. It's just straight gunfights, and they're just winning.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think that right now util hasn't been used as much as it is just like pure strength, even with their guns.
Yeah, mechanics are hot, and this one's starting to heat up. It's a full even buy in this round. Again, this default setup. 3 sitting outside A, Spike that side this time. Moved up all the way to B main though. Singularity gonna play it high. That shock dart not netting anything. The different setup from Saf in this round. Drone finally coming out. I think this is more of a fake. Pings out the Omen. Another shock comes out to get that trip in the middle of sight. Dart doesn't scan anyone. Just full inflow starvation on both sides. No rotation from the A side either. Pyro finally just gonna run in here, go towards Singularity. Good flash from the Omen. He can net 2. Waited so long to get onto site, but now his presence is made. Pyro's going crazy. 3 picks in the round already. It's a 5v2. Spike is down. Ronin and Flames trying to figure out how to get into this one. Both buddied up in main. Footsteps heard. Dart out. And a trade is all they can get, but no Brandon. The Deagle looking deadly. It's gonna be a lot of work. Good turn on the flash. Catches Roz out. Gets 2. Oh my gosh. Brandon made it scary, but Pyro smartly wraps around, grabs 4th in the round, and another win for Farmingdale.
Yeah, going around, that was definitely a good play, that long flank there. I mean, we've seen a lot of slow pushes from Farmingdale so far, and I think it's working out for them. It makes, like, and then at first, you know, playing the round very slow, and then even just rushing onto site like that. Like, I mean, it's worked out for them so far, and I think that this strategy is definitely one to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I also love Tanuki Sova play so far. The shock darts have been perfect. I mean, the Cypher has been almost completely nullified, and we were talking about that weakness of the Neon into the Cypher, but if there's no trips to be, you know, had, Neon's pretty damn good.
Yeah, yeah, if you're able to counteract that Cypher, I mean, then Neon is definitely the top pick for this map.
Now they're scaling up towards A. Smoke's gonna come out on CT. Trip's still there. Rotation coming through. All 4 players just sitting right outside of sight, and they're just going to try to go for this flood retake. Sovadart on. Notes to Nuki. Ray's showstopper comes out. The stinger gets 2 and a grenade for the other one. Spike prevented to go down, and what a response here on the eco from Ohio Northern.
Yeah, and able to pick up those guns at the end of the match. I think that when you're able to use that stinger, especially after the buff it got so long ago, like, it's definitely a much more powerful weapon than people give it credit for sometimes.
And Flames definitely showing off how strong it can be. I mean, a mixture of good util, but also just straight shooting from him. I mean, they closed that one out.
I mean, this game is definitely just this mix of being able to use your utility to your advantage while also having these skills that you need for any sort of first-person shooter game.
Now it's turned up the tempo here.
Gotta go.
Full push towards B, 2 through mid. A shorty in hand. Pyro has to back off though. It's done from the breach coming out. Brandon on extremely low health, tagged up by a Deagle in mid. So space gain, shock darts coming out towards B. I think they know that's where it's going to end. Kevin, just throw out some pot shots. We've kind of come to a halt here in the round. Still 4 players on the defense towards this B site, and everybody, and 3 players just sitting outside of main, but you can see that they're kind of exploring a little bit. Pyro going towards A, trying to see if it's free, gain some info. No, the pings are on the B side. I think that's where they're going to end. There we go, Sova Dart out. It's shot out immediately, and they're just walking onto site. Neon ult as well, looking towards mid. Sova's Hunter's Fury lands on one, but he can't get a pick. Pyro finally finds one with their ult, and a nice shot from Caramello. Means that we're even here. It's 2-2. Shock Dart kill from Brandon, and oh my gosh, he just shut that round down himself. 3 kills, 1 with his util, 2 with his gun. And just tied up already in round 6.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, you know, the Neon ult is obviously one of the more annoying ults to play against, and I think that they were very able to shut that down before it got too much. I mean, that very much, like, such a moment of, like, being able to get rid of that before it did too much damage.
And they gotta go back to the drawing board here for Farmingdale. I mean, it's been kind of tough. They haven't been able to break through these last 2 rounds. They switched it up, stacking players on one side, and this looks like they're gonna do again. Sovidart not gonna find anything that round. The Cypher's on A. They'll probably know that, seeing that no shock dart confirmation on breaking util. Just all the way creeped up here. Bit of an aggressive angle being played by Saf.
There.
Cam's down. Contact made, but it's only 1 they know of. They've been really good about playing slow and bursting on a last moment. They've been tricky with their numbers played in different lanes, so I'm not sure that Ohio Northern's totally bought in here. Now finally spotting one. I think they're going to be ready to just flood in. First contact on Pyro, and EMP getting 2 off the util. Brandon gets another EMP with 3. Kevin shutting down any more progress. Sitting in this smoke and the cage, can't really move out of it. Spike is in an awkward spot. Spam coming through from Saf, and he's low HP. Recon Bolt's gonna find him. And there it is. Saf finally closes out the round. Only 1 loss on the side of Ohio Northern. The Polar Bears with now 3 defensive rounds in a row.
Yeah, I mean, once again, as you mentioned, I really like that slow start before, like, almost this rapid push for Farmingdale. But, I mean, I guess Ohio has their number at this point. You know, understanding that they have a slow start, but once they start to push on site, that you got to get there as soon as you can.
Right here. Right here.
Yeah, and I'm interested what you think that they need to change up on the attacking side, but we'll get that into a little bit. See what they can do this round. It's just a 5-man push up B. Doesn't look like they're trying to be slow or careful about this whatsoever. They are on an eco. Bucky in the hands of Pyro. Silvadard out, but doesn't really net anything. Singularity playing up high, can't see over the smoke. Spike's gonna get down. Hunter's Fury comes out the other way to prevent the plant. Singularity finds one. He's gonna try to wrap all the way back around. And Kevin, wow, what a shot. Hits Singularity square in the dome. We're even in numbers. They're all off-site, post-plant position gained. Util dump from Sova. Carmelo finds one through the cage. It's low time here. Kevin with another with the deagle, oh my.
Enemy remaining.
Tanuki with a great positioning around mid-2 finds another. They're gonna win this eco. Saf can't do anything and just try to stay alive, but no, the Bucky shots coming from Pyro. And what a win, what a way to get back into it. Farmingdale gets their 4th, and again, we're back on even footing.
Yeah, especially able to pick up guns after that round and not have to waste any more money. Yeah, I think that would work really well for them. I mean, like, even when you're on eco rounds, like, just kind of pushing up and, like, having that sort of confidence is really important. I think that their push was definitely not what Ohio was expecting, and it took them off guard since they're so used to that sort of, you know, like, slow start and then full push.
And it looks like they're going to go right back to it. Again, 4-5 now, just sitting outside B. Cypher's on the A site, so it's going to be weak to take. It's going to have to rely on the smokes from the Omen and the stuns from the Breach. A lot of flashes on this site, but I don't know. Rotates are starting to come over. 2 watching mid. First Breach stuns out. Flames caught by it, so has to back off. Pyro's on the site. Cypher cages are out, and they can cross or safely scale up. No response yet, but finally the Breach ult coming out, the spike tapped, and now a Breach ult in response, just trading it 1 for 1. EMP gonna get one from the grave with the rocket. But it's just been trades across the board, it's even. Brondon and Flames combined for 1 more, and there's another from Brondon, closing it out. Quick response, good use from the Breach util, and there we go, Ohio Northern increases their lead by 1.
Yeah, I mean, this game is pretty close. I think skill-wise, these two teams are very well matched with each other. I feel like they're both being able to... I mean, I feel like Ohio's able to read Farmingdale so far and just being able to figure out what they're doing. I mean, after the second time they rushed the site, they were able to figure out how to combat it. And, I mean, I don't know. I just think that they're so evenly matched at this point. I mean, like, close game.
Yeah, it's been extremely close, and I think the ults have been the difference maker. 2 used by Ohio Northern in that round. And ults well spent. Something that we haven't really seen too much. Sorry, Camille just got one on Brondon, just pushing up mid. They're going to take this space.
I know exactly.
Flames is sitting right there, but he's going to get spotted out by the Cypher ult, so he's got to back off. All 3 players, location known, sitting in defender's spawn. They're going to rotate towards A, and Saf is caught in an awkward spot, cut off from the rest of the team. Pyro's just going to try to go hunting. Good stun comes out, but no! It's just a visual at the end of the day. Saf nails the shot, and it's even. Raz trying to pick up the kill on Saf, but no, Saf with another! Doing way more than he should have. Hunter's Fury on the spike. Tanuki gets one. Spots out EMP as well. But Flames just sticks it. Doesn't matter. Tanuki's too far away. Spike was halved earlier.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think that the mess up with Pyro there for a minute with the neon. I think that the corner got stuck there. But I think that probably ended up affecting it. But I mean, I guess the sticking that, you know, you just have to stick sometimes, like when you realize that you kind of have a certain like area where you know someone is, but you don't like have that possibility. I mean, it's always a risk to stick a defuse, but I mean, it paid off in the end for Ohio.
Yeah, Saf should have been caught dead to rights that round, but caught dead is Roz way early on. EMP just ego swinging. They're on eco, and why not? Gets 2 for the price of 1. Finally traded out. That's a Vandal they get to pick up. And Kevin's gonna find Singularity, knowing that Singularity's been playing that spot basically every round they've pushed B.
Stealing sight.
There's 3 on the flank here. Paramello's pretty aware, but it's gonna be tough. Sitting behind this box, that Sovidart's gonna confirm exactly where he's positioned, so he's just gotta swing and firing squad. Doesn't matter. Brondon lands the shot. Here we go.
Last player
Counter
standing.
flood comes in, the retake. Spikes down. Tanuki's in an awkward spot. It's a 1v3. Finds the first. Can't find the second. And that's 7. Ohio Northern starting to run away with it, growing their lead. It's an even map here, I would say, on both sides. So it's pretty. It's kind of scary now for
Yeah.
Farmingdale.
Definitely, definitely. I think that Ohio has definitely gotten in that sort of move, that groove, has found their rhythm here, and is definitely working. You can tell that they're working together, and their communication is definitely very good.
Yeah, there's a lot of light shields in this round. They're just forcing what they can. It is the last round in the half.
And yeah, especially if you want to, have guns to secure this round, you got to sacrifice something.
It's a round that Farmingdale desperately needs. Slowed down to a grinding halt so far, just a default look. Spike sitting in mid. Singularity sitting in the same position B that we saw last round. We're going to be very aware of that, though. Pyro's just going a little bit exploring by himself. That's out EMP. Just going to look at each other. Singularity swings, gets picked off by Pyro. What a adjustment. And EMP off that's going to get out of there. Mid pick found by Brondon. The lurk from Kevin's going to try to just leave and rejoin the team. So it's going to be a full... Oh my gosh, that one got awkward. Pyro was just pushing through. I don't know what was happening there, but EMP is going to take that one gladly. So you got 3 in the post-plant position. Spike is down. Paint Shell's going to go back and force Carmelo to swing, and what a good play there from ONU. Polar Bears are looking fantastic. Hunter Fury is going to stop the spam from coming out. Spike's not halved. Roz takes down Flames. It's getting a little bit awkward. Time is low. Cage is going to try to cover up Brondon. Roz gets 1. EMP has the showstopper. Doesn't kill Kevin.
Enemy remaining.
Kevin, huge play. Clutches it out. Wow.
Wow. Yeah, no, that was really what Farmingdale needed.
Yeah, a bit of a hero play, but they're going to take that one. They get 5. And they really shouldn't. I have no idea how the showstopper didn't find a kill.
I mean, you always hear those stories of showstopper not hitting or doing enough damage, even though it gets the right hit. But I mean, you really don't expect to see it right here. That really was an incredible sort of play there. I'm a little speechless myself. That.
Yeah, no kidding. Wow, Kevin showing up for Farmingdale when needed. Hopefully he can continue to do so now. Cypher on the defensive side needs to get some rounds. It's going to be a bit tougher. Again, EMP with those paint shells going to be able to destroy those trips. Here we go. Early aggression towards A. It's just a fast pace straight away from EMP. Pyro not getting spotted out. These paint shells aren't going to clear him either. So EMP's going to swing, gets dinked, but it's not enough. Finds that first kill. Looks like they're just going to give up sight here. Spike's coming down from Brondon. Players rotating over from Farmingdale. First engagement taken by Caramello. Sap's gonna swing off the contact. Picks up the kill as well. Roz tagged up by the shock dart. They're all just stuck right outside of sight. Singularity finds another one, and now just beautiful peaks. Team working together. Farmingdale just not able to get into a retake scenario at all.
Yeah, that's a flawless round there. I mean, I'll admit that EMP kind of worried me at first, like making that entering without checking that corner. But I mean, it paid off definitely. There was no one sitting there, but I know that would have scared me if I was playing.
Yeah, it was a little bit stressful, but net positive in the end. I mean, EMP's on a screamer this one. Been good on the entry, and the util's also been fantastic. I think they understand how to layer it properly. And that's what matters at the end of the day. Now just a full aggressive push towards B. They're looking to bring up the pace, something that we didn't really see from Farmingdale, but ONU loves shotgun, just gonna go straight into Caramello's face. Nothing that you can do about it. Judge lethal from that range. Just gonna push into the smoke as well, looking to get some more paint shells, gonna try to clear that left side. EMP maybe to get a little bit even more aggressive. Frenzy from Pyro though finds Brondon. Kevin gets pushed. There's another one for EMP. Singularity opening up the space. Capitalize. Pyro with the Ares. Bit of an interesting one. They're on low buy, and yeah, it doesn't net them anything. So Eco's gonna be a little bit worse here for Farmingdale.
Yeah, I mean, Ohio seems to be taking this very well. Like the attacking side, they're taking it to it. They're rushing site, and it seems to be working very well for them so far. I mean, what I really like, and you keep mentioning, is them pushing the smokes, and I very much like that. I've noticed that a lot of people don't tend to push smokes, and when you do, it kind of startles the people from behind it, and I think that's a really good play that's been underused recently.
Yeah, I think something to note with open smokes, it can just easily be disrespected. He's got no util to really stop you from pushing through them.
Yeah.
And if Roz is off the board, what are you gonna do? You can't stop the push with any utility. And Roz has often been off the board. EMP though, another Judge kill, just nice aggressive push through mid. And it's all 5 of them. Pushing through Saf, trying to get a wraparound. Pyro traded out by the Ghost. Tanuki picking up a lot of kills, good breach utility. They all got pinched. Spike's down, but Saf on a bit of a lurk. Roz aware. Holding that pixel, so now spotted. Positioning well known. Caramello with a little bit of a noise fake. I don't think anybody's gonna be convinced that you're going anywhere. Spike firmly in control of Farmingdale. Looks like they'll probably pick this one up. Yeah, I think just Saf trying to find any opening. Playing really slow, cut all noise. Caramello is going to finally make contact. Accidentally drops. And not the right choice.
30 seconds
Might
left.
find a rifle now. Coordinated swing, probably incoming. Darn, not spotting Saf though. He's kind of wrapping around. Good breach stun. It's low time. Saf's got to make a move, and it's got to make it now.
10 seconds left.
Just jump swinging. Tanuki spamming this position of the spike. It's almost impossible to grab. Might just opt to save the rifle. I don't know. Neither of them really seem to be too excited to swing first, but no, they're finally, after time expires, Tanuki takes it. 3 on the round for him. Good performance from Lasova.
Yeah, definitely, I think safer in that situation to have waited until the timer ran out for the defenders, just because, you know, you don't want to risk getting that last second 2 kills, even if you swing together. You know, sometimes you get those hero plays that you don't expect to see, like we saw earlier with Saf. So, I mean, you really got to be careful, even if it seems like a lockdown win.
Well, it looks like another aggressive 5-man push, but this time towards A. EMP not on the greatest buy with a shotgun in hand. Or not, sorry, not with a shotgun in hand. I meant Pyro with not the greatest buy with a shotgun in hand. I'm a little tripped up right now, but it doesn't matter.
They're both duelists.
Yeah, they're both duelists. Totally different characters, but both have been using shotguns all the time. Bucky, a little bit different than that Judge we've seen from EMP. But it's just a free site take up to this point. Pyro escapes with their life, but not with a lot of HP. Retake's gonna come out here after Shock not catching anybody near sight from the Omen. Not landing either, so it's just awkward. Roz can't do anything, but now finally pushing out his Caramello. Finds 2, but EMP responds with 2 in kind. It's all even. Here's the showstopper. It's gonna land on Tanuki. EMP with 3 in the rounds, probably gonna shut this one down, and definitely will with that 4th. Good round again from the duelist on the side of Ohio Northern.
Yeah, again, we're seeing these like hero plays where you get those 4Ks down. I think that it definitely expected of this high of a group of players, seeing these upper levels of ranks and high elos. You can see where it comes from with these sort of such you know, 3Ks, 4Ks almost every single round.
And EMP has not really been challenged. The utility on the side of Farmingdale has been great on these retakes. I think that's why Ohio Northerners is continuing to go with these aggressive pushes. Speaking of aggressive pushes, Pyro finding 2, just sliding straight in. Tanuki with support finds 2 himself, and what a disaster on the eco.
I mean, just right off the bat, pushing forward is just kind of not what you expected from this, and then especially on their eco.
Just full insanity W key gaming coming out from Pyro, and again, good support from Tanuki to get those other 2 kills and keep the aggression positive. And there it is, a thrifty flawless
That
coming
is
out from Farmingdale. Crazy.
absolutely incredible.
I go fast.
Yeah, I mean, like, everything just happened so fast in that one. Like, being able to just push up like that and catch them all off guard, since you haven't really seen that thus far. Especially with how slow they were playing at the beginning of their rounds for the most part when they were attacking, like, very unexpected and definitely paid off.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, an economy entirely flipping here. Just classics and sheriffs for
Seeing an operator.
Ohio Northern, and yeah, an operator in the hands of Pyro. It's gonna be holding down this A main. That's kind of where Ohio Northern is positioned, and now it looks like they're gonna re-aggress more towards mid. Kevin probably gonna take first contact against EMP. They turn away, Flames getting spotted out, but no, classic spam's good to get the kill. And Singularity pushes through the smoke in mid and finds 2? Are you kidding? Now this op not landing, and again, just trading another eco going the way this time of Ohio Northern.
I know exactly where you are.
And that's gonna close the round out, thrifty for thrifty. Seems like neither team wants to hold on to their guns.
Yeah, apparently, especially with that operator. That is definitely a risky loss there. An investment that did not pay off, unfortunately. I mean, when you lose more than half your team with a mid push that you weren't reading, you know, definitely difficult to keep a hold. You know, close quarter combat with an operator, not ideal at all. But, I mean, just very much almost the reverse of what happened last round.
Yeah, just 2 random sheriff kills that you would never expect, and then all of a sudden the round's flipped on its head. Finally kind of on even ground, and that's not gonna work for Pyro. The aggressive dash in the middle met with a strong shot from EMP. The op finding one early. It's getting desperate. They really need to find this one in the side of Farmingdale, otherwise they're on match point. Kind of slowed down now. It's going to look like an A hit. The lurk from Saf towards B.
Shadows traveling.
Or being tapped, so sound cue will be there. Roz, and quite all game, but really needs to show up right now. Ops staying in main. Shock darts coming out. Roz shoved off the angle. Flames just trying to push into the smoke. And actually, that's going to cause them to rotate all the way over. The Ominote's gonna get spotted by the trip, so they're gonna know where he is. And Kevin's like really close. That's a great near sight though from Singularity. It's gonna force him to have to fall off. Kevin on 30 HP. Cam is up. Spike's still not down, but all 5 players right outside of A are on site already.
30 seconds
EMP's gonna hold this angle. He can't peek out. The Op's holding it. Run and finally gonna get Spike down. Hunter's Fury's gonna come towards that planner. It tags up one, doesn't find a kill. Roz getting one, Caramella with another. It's 3v3. Flames on extremely low health, but Spike is down. Have time advantage. They know where Flames is. That's great utility by Roz. A swing out there. EMP trades it. It's 2v2. Op still in hand.
Last player standing.
Tanuki
One enemy remaining.
gets one. Spike's down. Paint shells are going to come out. Spike is halved. Switching to a Vandal. It's 74 HP for Caramella. Will he close it out? Sprays. EMP knows exactly where to go. Pushes into the smoke and finds the rifle barrel. That's 4 kills for EMP and a clutch performance from him.
Incredible. I think we really haven't talked enough about how good of a player EMP has been this entire game so far. Like some of these shots are incredible, especially with that operator. It's a surprise that EMP hasn't bought it for himself and instead had to pick it up off of Pyro, because some of these shots with that operator were actually incredible. I mean, we saw him get Pyro with his ults active and still managed to get it, which is just insane to me.
Yeah, I mean, 28 kills in the game, not even close to anybody else. I think it's like an 11 kill gap. Crazy. And it's just been multi-kill after multi-kill as well. I mean, I've seen like 3 or 4 rounds now where EMP's gotten a 4K. So a bit of a duelist gap in this first map. Caramello's going to start this one off well for Farmingdale. They need to find every round from here on out to force an overtime. Pyro's going to get tagged up by the Hunter's Fury, just trying to get some Neon moving to get out of it, and does. Kind of a blind fire from Brondon. Still low HP for Pyro. It's just going to be a mid push all the way through. It looks like a mid split towards B with the end goal. Flames holding this aftershock. Jump spot from Kevin. Noise is going to be Q is given. You can't really get out, but does manage just to slip just out of reach. Now playing in this smoke. Brondon just inches away. No, actually looks like they're going to go back towards mid. Maybe push towards spawn, and that's going to open up that path. This Flame takes out Pyro and EMP. The op shot true once more, taking out Caramello. And it looks like, again, B is the end destination. And another, this one from EMP. He's up to 30 in the round, and now with the showstopper, Tanuki has to come up with a 4K. Only good thing is at least the showstopper's gone, but this swing is going to come quick here from Saf. And yeah, there it is. Map 1, strong performance from Ohio Northern.
Incredible, truly. I mean, EMP definitely that MVP of that game entirely, but definitely of Ohio. You have that strong duelist, and I mean, it can really carry your team to victory.
Oh my, wow. What a strong showing from EMP. And again, for the rest of the team, Singularity had 13 assists on Omen, which is pretty crazy.
Incredible.
Yeah, pretty crazy. I'm hearing a lot of disrespect for Roz in chat, and yeah, a lot of early deaths. You don't want your initiator going down that many times, and especially early on in rounds. So, what do you think Farmingdale has to do to pick up this map too?
I mean, Haven is definitely a difficult map with the 3 sites. I mean, it's attack heavy, so if you're starting off on defense, you're definitely at that disadvantage. And I think initiators are really important. So if Roz is playing an initiator again, I do think that the util needs to be upped a little bit, and that information needs to be given, because when you have 3 sites, you really don't know what's going to happen.
Well, it looks like we're not going to take a break. We're just going to go straight into this map 2. Both teams ready to go. It's going to give you agent select in a moment. Oh, actually, sorry, I lied. It looks like Farmingdale just wants to get into it. Ohio Northern taking a bit of a breather.
Surprising, I thought maybe Ohio would want to keep that
actually,
energy
no,
going.
I'm the crazy one. Actually, no, it is Ohio Northern that's asking to get going, and that makes a lot of sense. Farmingdale needs to take some time, talk it over, see what they can change.
Really get that strategy going. But yeah, no, I can totally understand Ohio wanting to keep that momentum going, riding that high of winning, especially with EMP getting, what was it, over 30 kills that one game?
Yeah, it was 30 kills.
Incredible.
You got to find a way to ice them out, and it's got to come through the utility, like you said. But now into Agent Select. Don't know if I'm expecting anything too surprising. It looks like Pyro's going back towards that Neon. Does this surprise you, Wes, or no?
No, I think that they seemed very comfortable with Neon. Even if it wasn't at the same skill level as EMP, I do think that they played pretty well with that agent. But we are seeing EMP playing the initiator this time, which I think is definitely a little surprising, especially seeing it being Breach, coming from Raze going to Breach.
Yeah, and it was Flames last game playing the Breach, so I don't understand the switch up. I mean, it seemed to work well, but I mean, if you can get a bunch of sorry, if you can frag out on breach as well on Haven, I mean it's good to know. Roz back on the breach too. Such an important agent on this map.
Definitely, definitely. We're seeing Flames enter as duelist as Jet this time. I'm wondering if it can live up to EMP's duelist status here.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe Flames good with an op. We didn't really get to see it. I mean, we got to see EMP's op, and it looked pretty solid last game. Saf sticking towards that Sentinel role, but this time switching over to Killjoy instead of Cypher. Kevin opting to stay on the Cypher. You got a preference one over another on this map?
I do think I'm a little more partial to with the KJ setup as opposed to the Cypher setup. Maybe I'm just better. I just know KJ better, but I don't know. I just think that I like that setup just a little bit better. I think Jet is very good on this map, especially for getting information early on and being able to dash in and out. So I don't know. I also really like the Omen pick, you know, over the Astra pick. I mean, Astra confuses me, so I haven't really been able to play her too much. So I think it's more of a personal preference than anything else.
Yeah, I think Omen kind of got back into the meta once Astra got nerfed, but again, Astra with those 5 stars now, it's a little bit different. Here we go into round 1 on Haven. We have Farmingdale State on that defensive side. You said is going to be a pretty tough start for them. Aggression towards A main. A first kill goes the side of Farmingdale State. They find another with Brondon, just trying to fight for this space here. Dash into the bricks, maybe just to fake some aggression up towards and a rotate all the way towards C. But lying in wait is Singularity.
Cover going out.
Also, I totally messed that up. It's Farmingdale State on attack. I don't know what I'm saying. Oh my gosh. Yeah, never mind. Ohio Northern's the one keeping up the momentum. They're up 4-1 in the round, and Sap's gonna grab the last 2. So a good hold from them to start. Again, any defensive round is good to have.
Definitely, definitely. On this map, it's defense heavy. It's attack heavy. You know, they have that advantage of having 3 different sides to choose from, and I think they handled this pistol round very well. Very well, considering that, you know, they rotated from A to C throughout it, and I feel like that hold of C, even when, you know, the push was A, was definitely a good move on their part.
Yeah, I think something we've seen a lot of teams do so far on Haven, especially on defense, is get really aggressive, and it looks like, again, that's the game plan for Ohio Northern. They're trying to fight these players that go towards A main, but none to be found. It's all a push towards Garage, and they did force up here. There's stingers in the hands of these players. The Outlaws coming out, but Singularity is trying to TP away. Gets behind all players, and they don't know where he is. Finally taking out Caramello and Tanuki combining for 2 kills early on. Garage player from Saf, and he finds 3. Finally gets straight up by Caramello. We're even numbers, both even HP. Spike's still not down on this C site. Kevin with a nice lurk behind. It's going to be a knife kill. Oh, actually, no, it gets a little sketchy. Got scary there. Just jumped out of the drone. Caramello with a long-range fight, has Guardian in hand, has the advantage over this Spectre. Pike's still not planted. They might just rotate. I'm not entirely sure. No, it looks like they're just going to rejoin here on C long. It's gotten very quiet. Load to a grinding halt. Now finally the comms come out. They want to rotate towards B. Never mind. I got it wrong. They're going back towards C. I don't know if they're entirely sure of what the game plan is, but Flames has the correct read in a tricky spot here. Will they clear it? Cage comes out to cover the garage. Cam is down, and they're just running onto site. Flames on no HP, and Caramello would have had it if they were full HP. Headshot secures it. 3K coming out from the Astra. And Farmingdale on the board, even inning it out. Good force up from them.
I mean, yeah, that rotate was a bit unsure at first. They weren't sure if they wanted to commit to that rotate. Ended up didn't, which worked out for them, you know, sticking together with that. I mean, that knife was a bit risky there. I think he probably should have just, you know, took the shot when he had it. But, I mean, it worked out in the end. But definitely a bit risky to try to pull out your knife there.
Yeah, but you gotta go for the clip, you know? I gotta have fun with it. Here we go. counter aggression going up towards grass. Flames just walking all the way down, and they're pretty ready for it. They're just all sitting here towards window, waiting for the push, and Kevin finally going to get the first kill. Singularity with the first engagement, but didn't get tagged up. Sheriff shots coming out. Brondon gets all the way through window, but Tanuki with that Bulldog gets one. It's a good read from the IGL. At least know exactly what was going to happen. And they get onto this A site for relatively free. Spike put down, just look like a flood's going to happen. So it's going to be a full 3v5 retake. Pyro on low health, and so is Astra. Dart finds one. Saf through the wall finds Pyro. Get a little bit nervous. Now here comes the re-entry onto site. Singularity clears everything. They realize it's just a post-plant position all the way. First shock dart out. Spam's coming through. Roz finds one, finds another, and there you have it.
Yeah,
Another one on the board.
I mean, we keep seeing these like econ rounds where they're very aggressive with it. And I mean, it has worked pretty much up until this point, and this time just did not pay off. I mean, I guess they waited a little bit, but we've seen these very aggressive econ rounds up until this point. It's been pretty rewarding, but not enough this time.
Yeah, I think they just had the right read. Farmingdale knew exactly what the game plan was. And they got it perfect. Like, it was a straight set play. They knew they were going to push window. But here we go. Again, just aggression towards A, trying to take this space towards A main. The Jet's creeping up towards Bricks. Actually going to go past it. Flames. Gonna walk up all the way towards this Astra smoke in a tricky spot here. Will Caramello clear it? First engagement, it lands the shot. What a flick. Good with the Guardian. And Pyro finds Brondon as well. Roz, or EMP gets one. Just trying to fight and keep these players from the spike down. A good trade there. And EMP still got 2 on the round, so we're at a 3v2, and it's looking kind of bad in the health department for Farmingdale. Well, the Astra ult will finally go away. Saf waiting patiently here with Singularity. Gravity Well's gonna move the turret away. No info for you. Caramello with the stun as well, gets a nice shot through the wall, and Singularity's pinged out. There's no way back in. Still has the near sight. Teleports away. Yeah, it's a save round here for Ohio Northern, and economy's already pretty broken. Understandable choice from them.
Yeah, this fight is not a winning one, so I do think that this is probably the best choice to back off right now. I honestly, I think that Farmingdale is doing a lot better this game so far. You know, having these wins in a row, you know, econ in their favor. It's just, I think they've kind of gotten into their groove so far. You know, at least in these early rounds.
Yeah, and we were a bit critical of Roz's utility on Breach in the first map, but it's looked a lot better on Haven. And obviously you're going to feel better on attack. And it looks like it's probably their map pick if they're on attack, so maybe they're just better at Haven overall.
Definitely. I mean, Haven is a very good map, especially if you are attacking first.
Yeah, so here we go. Another large push, aggression towards grass. This time, though, players aren't posted up. They're going towards C long, and I think they're going to find out very quickly that nobody is there. Saf gets the flank, though, and weren't ready for it. Kevin finds one of his own. EMP is down. So, Demon gone. The carry from last game. It's a 4v4.
Careful.
Players kind of near garage, but everybody on site for Farmingdale. They realize they have no space taken due to that flank.
Pitiful.
And Singularity gets a free one. Caught out with Util. Lockdown's going to come out from Saf as well, and this retake's been fantastic. It's 2v2. Pyro, though, responding extremely well at Brondon. 2 clutch shots. Closes it out. And a great response here, finally, from Ohio Northern.
Yeah, it was a little scary there towards the end with that even number, but they definitely pulled through with it. I mean, I was a little concerned. They had a pretty, I mean, Ohio had a pretty, Farmingdale, excuse me, had a pretty good post plant, I felt. They had covered a lot of angles, but it just wasn't enough, I guess, this time.
Yeah, it was, I think, the early aggression that kind of prevented them from playing off-site, which is probably what they wanted to do. So it was a
Yeah.
good game plan from Ohio Northern. And they executed well once they had to get those gunfights going. I mean, the shots perfect from Brondon to close out the round.
Definitely, definitely. That's, with how good these shots are and how good these players are, you can really tell that this is the high elo that we're looking at.
Yeah, we are in Group A. It's just below the Titans division, and they've been hitting everything. We've seen some nasty clips so far. Flames randomly finds one to open it up. Might have been the mid peak, not entirely sure. And now Saf with the ult, doesn't matter. In his face, just finds two. Tanuki finally trading it out, but already his team decimated. Spike trying to come down, but lineups making it difficult. Kevin, Spike on the ground, but it's a 4v2. It's going to be near impossible, especially Singularity with good near sight, catching it on to Tanuki, and Flames, 3 picks, all assisted. Great utility and a flawless retake here for Ohio Northern.
Yeah, I mean, I think Saf was very good this round. I'm able to get that early pick off Neon with the swamp grenades, just to get them low, and then kind of sweeping through that Neon. I can't remember the name of it right now, but sweeping through that wall that they put up and getting 2 kills really early on off there, really being able to set up Flames for that 3K later in the round.
Yeah, Neon good at disorienting other players. I think that's kind of the whole point, to draw your crosshair away, but not being tricked by the fast lane, and even with an ult in their face, Saf just went massive.
Definitely.
Opposite of last round, we have a lot of grass aggression here from Farmingdale. Set up from the KJ is right outside of this B main entrance. It's the first time they've attacked B main, and it's a quick one. Pyro already on site, trying to clear backside, and they're going to realize that there's nothing there. But the ult from the breach means that Saf can find one for free. Singularity with another. They've shut down everybody. The attack has been entirely disconnected, and they're just going to have to retreat here. It's Flames. Yeah, Ra's getting a little too close to the Flames there. Just gets burned for his troubles. Shouldn't have been jiggle peeking. Needed to kind of link up with his teammates. Not a great decision. Saf, another pick. Been the MVP so far for this defense. Nuki, though, in a 1v4 situation, finds the first one. Has Spike in hand.
30 seconds left.
Has some options to work with. I mean, still 28 seconds on the clock. Brondon off angle is disgusting. Tanuki does have the dart if he chooses to use it, but nope. Slow swing, punished immediately. And it's been 3 rounds in a row now for the Polar Bears, and a timeout comes out.
Yeah, I can definitely see why. I was gonna say, I think Ohio has gotten the momentum back and is definitely feeling back into themselves, feeling that those 3 rounds in a row. And I think Farmingdale is also feeling it, but in a negative sense, trying to get this timeout, break that momentum, trying to figure out a game plan to break through their defense.
Yeah, they've just really been good. They've been responding to all different types of looks from the Rams. And I'm really not sure what the Rams can do to switch things up. What would you have in mind?
I don't know. I think it's really difficult. I think that Ohio, the Polar Bears are really good in this sense. I feel like, especially on a map that's so attack heavy with these 3 sites, they're able to do retake and lock down sites really well so far. I mean, obviously, Saf so far, this MVP of this team right now, being this really strong sentinel, even like being really aggressive, offensive as a sentinel is just amazing to see.
Yeah, it's oppressive, and when the Sentinel's doing that well on a map where it should be a little bit weaker, it's tough. I think maybe Farmingdale needs to be a little bit slower on these attacks, just poke and prod to find some more info. But Ohio Northern not really letting that happen either, and we see another aggressive stance from them. They're pushing here towards a long and a short at the same time. They're not going to find anybody. They're going to quickly figure it out. That here this round, Farmingdale is just going up towards B one more time.
Go, go, go!
There you go, an adjustment with a shock dart trying to get that alarm bot.
Caution.
The dart will clear out that nobody's on site. Hunter's Fury comes out. Pyro, though, aggressive push into CT, finds one. Singularity traded by Tanuki. Numbers advantage. Looks like a post-plant position is being taken. They're just going to go all off-site, use that utility to lock down bomb. That's what you usually do on B.
Definitely.
Here we go, all players coming in from CT. Realize that site is clear, so now the dump to get these players out of their post-plant positions comes through. Raw's taken out by the utility and Flames with the other
One enemy remaining.
pick here. Caramello gonna get the diffuser. It's not half. Flames has to stick. Heaven, aggressive swing. Lands the shot after whiffing the first two. It's evened up. Good timeout for the Rams.
Yeah, definitely. They got back into it. They were able to counteract the retake. You know, I think that it's definitely whatever they talked about in that timeout has definitely worked, and able to break the momentum that Ohio, the Polar Bears, have so far been getting.
Yeah, it was a bit interesting to see that they didn't push through A and get a good position for a flank. It probably would have broken out that post plant.
Yeah, I was definitely thinking about that. I thought that, you know, if you had flanked all the way through A, through, you know, the attacker side, that it might have been almost, like, very devastating for the other team.
Yeah, but not how it played out. Now we have an even game here. Farmingdale gonna want a few more rounds in the map, and they're gonna look for it this time by going through mid once more. Aggressive push up from Ohio Northern, but they're just going to destroy utility and try to fake presence behind. Astra ult going to come through, but Brondon and Singularity both with very aggressive positions. Good flash, catches Singularity in this high position is not going to work. Finds one though. I don't know how. But numbers advantage in favor of Farmingdale. Spike barely gets down before EMP flashes and picks up his own kill against the opposing breach. A bit of a quieter game from EMP since he's been on this breach. Saf, good pick on Pyro, and these post-plant positions aren't nearly as good as they were last round. Flames not going to stick Caramello with a big kill and finds one is Kevin, finds one on Saf. And Flames again stuck trying to defuse, and this time there's two people waiting to shoot him. Oh, finds Kevin. It's half two. Caramello doesn't find the first shot, finds the second on the swing. I think an exact repeat of last round in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit funny, but hey, whatever works.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that they sort of had that one, but I mean, I think anything can happen at these, you know. You saw last round that hero play from Saf, you know, that we didn't think he'd be able to hold it, and he did. And I just think that, I don't know, I really think that these teams are really able to defy the odds or defy expectations, at least so far.
Yeah, I definitely agree. The talent has been shown from every player. There's been standouts throughout each map up to this point. But when called upon, most have come up pretty large. Caramello, specifically in the last two rounds, curing with 2 kills on the diffuser. Again, a very slow defaulty style. Pyro a little bit aggressive, peeking out towards window. Now an op shot from Flames, gonna get util dumped on now. They're trying to go fast, catch the op while they're on site, but Flames gets away with their life and reposition towards Heaven. It would be a free A site. It's a bit hard to retake with an op, so if they're gonna just try to flood in fast. No, looks like they're just gonna let the Fusel go down. Flames try to cover all exits in a great near sight. It's gonna mean that Tanuki's not gonna be able to escape, and another Op shot from Flames. It's just Roz trying to spam down the bomb. It doesn't matter. Clean, flawless round from Ohio Northern.
Yeah, definitely. I think that op definitely had an effect in this. Obviously, had an effect in this round. But I mean, I just, you see the operator, and I mean, last game it didn't pay off with the first person who had it, and then definitely paid off after it got traded. But here, I mean, Flames really does know how to use it, and as Jet, when Jet has an operator, if they know how to play Jet, it can definitely be devastating for the other team.
Yeah, escapability was demonstrated getting out from sewers all the way up to heaven in just a matter of seconds. A bit interesting that they tried to run away from the site. I think post plan is definitely what Farmingdale is looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Bit tougher on A.
Right.
Shock dart towards B, so that's going to get pinged out. They're going to know that that's kind of where they're looking. So you got a lot of players kind of towards these mid lanes. Saf's going to pull back towards A and maybe get into a better position for when this push comes through, but looks like the Rams are looking towards C. Yeah, Pyro, Neon ult, here we go. Good dart there. Singularity gets one through the smoke. EMP with 2 of his own. Great swing out from the retake smoke from Singularity. And it's just come to a complete, utter halt. Shock Tart. It's going to make it extremely awkward for Caramello and Cubby, and there's just no way for him to escape. Have to come up with some insane picks. Finds the first, almost finds the second, has to reload. Saf's directly behind. I don't think Caramello is aware. Just a matter of mere seconds before Saf swings.
Obscuring vision. 30 seconds
Oh,
left.
Saf, don't you do it. We don't need the disrespect. Just clutch out the round. Thank you.
More tests to
We
run.
already saw one knife kill almost go badly. I don't want to see another.
Exactly,
Last round
exactly.
before
No,
the
but I think
swing.
that was definitely well played as opposed to that little mini heart attack there.
Yeah.
Possibly going for the knife that may or may not have paid off. But I mean, Caramello has been definitely a really consistent player, I think, in my opinion, and I've made some pretty impressive shots. Maybe not as impressive as EMP or not as flashy, but I definitely think that definitely a solid player.
Yeah, I think with the Guardian specifically got a lot more kills than I think anybody was expecting. And oh, early pick there by Flames. 2! Oh my gosh, this op is deadly. It's a late commit on the breach ult from Roz, and Singularity just walks into him. It's over. I mean, the round is done. As soon as it began, we're barely 15 seconds in. 3 players are dead. Your ult's gone. And yeah, there it is. Flames 3 on the round with the operator. Singularity picks up Tanuki, who's trying to get the spike down. Just trying to get some economy on the board. And that's going to be the end of half. And a 7-round defense from Ohio Northern.
Incredible, really. It's like, on Avon, I'll say it again and again, but with those 3 sites, that is actually an incredible feat. And I mean, that operator is insanely deadly in the hands of Flames.
Yeah, well, Flames luckily going to be on the attacking side. Probably not going to hold the operator this time around. We'll see. Things could change to however we want them.
True.
And if you're shooting like that, why not? Just give Flames the op, let them go crazy.
Yeah, if you're able to make those, fast flicks on attack, I mean, if it works, it works.
Scanning ahead.
Well, here we go. It's pistol round.
Found them.
Ohio Northern's going towards A. Gonna get pinged out by the Silver Dart. Caramello playing in a corner with a ghost. Lots of bodies towards A. So right read so far. Roz able to quickly rotate over if need be. And there we go. First engagement. They're stuck outside A main. Caramello finds the lurker in Singularity. And that's her smokes down. That's a pretty bad body to give up. You don't want that happening. No, they're just going to push directly into sewers. It's a high-low here. Flames finds both, though. Insanity. Pyro gets a nice spam shot from Long. And it's just a dead sprint towards C site now. It's 2v2. Flames, 10 HP. Taff kind of getting aggressive. holding this spawn angle. Off by himself, not tradable. Flame's gonna make sure that's not the case. Rejoin. But Pyro and Roz just not anywhere nearby. Gonna be a bit of ring around the rosy now. His positions are traded.
Last player standing.
And a great stun. Pyro finds the first. Flames has a good position for this post plant, but they're gonna know exactly where they are. And there it is. Pyro, 3 huge kills in the pistol. A much needed round for Farmingdale State if they want to get back into this one.
Yeah, definitely an unfortunate position that Ohio is put in there with such low HP with Flames, and even though Saf was high, it's still that pissed around. You got no shields and just one wrong shot and you're out of it.
Going Astro, guys.
Well, economy advantage for Farmingdale. The last time this happened, the attacking side decided that a force was a good idea, and it actually netted positive results. I'm curious to see if the Polar Bears decide to go with that in response as well, or if they're going to stick with pistols. Looks like it's just going to be Sheriffs and Classics. Just kind of going with a traditional look. The C-hold is going to be a massacre. And there it is, Pyro finally gets his first. There's just 3 players sitting over here. There's no way for the Polar Bears to break through. They rotate over to B. Astrostar sitting right outside of main. Saf with a nice shot on Caramello. This might force rotates over fast. Finally might be able to take some space instead of just stalling outside on grass. Ooh, Pyro catches EMP as they're walking away, but doesn't find the kill. EMP's overstaying their welcome. But here we go, prodding towards A through short.
Standing ahead.
And
30
here
seconds left.
it is. First engagement taken by Saf. Finds a nice kill onto Pyro. Singularity with another. It's getting real sketchy here now. It's a 2v4. Tanuki's gonna have to do a lot alongside Kevin. Breach stun's gonna catch both players. It's gonna slow them down, and time's ticking away. EMP just spamming shots towards main, not allowing these players to take a full swing, and they have no way to blind these players. These are such tough positions to retake onto. And yep, there it is. Economy round 1 by Ohio Northern. An exact mirror of how the last half went.
Yeah, I mean they definitely know how to force their way onto site and go with that economy. I mean, like, it's almost like it doesn't matter to them sometimes, you know, like, what does it matter what guns they have as long as they can shoot it? I mean, incredible, really.
I mean, these sheriffs have been so good all series. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
we've just seen some crazy flicks, crazy headshots. Again, these players are all extremely talented, but the way that it's swung rounds, I don't know. I'm a little bit speechless. It's been shocking. I mean, like, every single economy round, I don't know if it really is an advantage.
Definitely. I mean, if you can hit your shots, that sheriff is devastating in the hands of someone who has a great crosshair placement.
Well, EMP traded out, and there you go. Big kills coming out from the Polar Bears. It's just an easy execute on an A site. Nice high-low position taken up by Flames and the rest of the squad.
Last player standing.
And Saf's gonna get a caught out too, and there we go. It's just easy, quick, clean. One more time for Ohio Northern. They're up 3 rounds here.
Yeah,
Had an
fine.
economy advantage, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, just finding that momentum once again. You know, I really do think that a lot of wins are, you know, having that momentum. You know, you won the last round, you're feeling good about it, you're feeling confident, you know you have those skills, and just keeping that momentum up, you know, is definitely really important.
That goes there.
Well, here we go. Even by
Revealing area.
rifles in both hands. The Rams really need a defensive stop. It's going to have to come on this C site. It's a fast execute. Flames goes over the top, finds the kill on a Caramello. Just absolute disrespect. Caramello totally caught, just trying to get that gravity well, slow everybody else down, get that disconnect between him and the duelist, or them and the duelist. Doesn't matter. Brondon finds Roz and Tanuki. It's another 2v4 scenario, and they're just going to push super hard into this one. Nice Pyro Stun does slow things a little bit. Look at these positions taken up by these players. So safe, so measured, but no, wow, Pyro finds both. What looked like a secure round for Ohio Northern starting to fall apart. Brondon's on low HP, Singularity though. Finds the first. Smokes on bomb. Kevin's gonna try to hold it. It's a one-way. Finds Brondon with these jump peaks. Good enough. Great smoke. And wow. Again, a little sketchy.
Yeah,
but they get it across the line.
Definitely a scary round there towards the end. You know, you kind of thought you had it there with that high-low peak, but with the double, you know, like kill by Pyro, just absolutely incredible there. Definitely was scary for Ohio for a minute, but able to pull it back. You know, like you had to stick that bomb. You know, as long as you don't peak too much, and you know that they have to defuse. Definitely played it. Good save.
Well, here we go. Another timeout taken by Farmingdale. They are kind of getting near the end of this game. If they can't figure out how to pull a defensive round now, it's going to be very tough.
Yeah, definitely. Last time we saw that the timeout kind of worked and broke Ohio's momentum, and they were able to. Farmingdale was able to push through and win the next round. But maybe, I mean, it's hard to say. You know, once again, attack heavy map, and they're not doing the best on defense right now.
No, and they won't have an even economy. They're going to be on a low buy, probably mostly classics and sheriffs. This might just be a timeout for the next round, but I don't know. It gets really tough when you have to start winning 6 rounds in a row to force an overtime. You don't want to be thinking about that.
Right, definitely not.
But it's got to be flawless Valorant from Farmingdale if the Rams want to bring us to map 3, and that's definitely something they love to do.
Yeah, I mean, so far we've seen it happen in every game they've played. You know, made it to that map 3, but I don't know how we're gonna see it here.
Pyro, aggressive push, Saf not letting it happen. That might have been the game plan, but didn't work out. Caramello gets traded by Flames too, and now it's just a man disadvantage. Hunter's Fury also deployed, and it doesn't find anything. So really, really rough start post timeout here. High crosshair from Saf, almost got him killed. Nope. Calm and confident, as always, finding 3. Just unbreakable. And unbeatable. Seems like one player keeps taking over. Tanuki just finds himself between EMP and Saf, so finds a kill. It's got to be a 1v4 with a sheriff. I don't think it's going to happen. Doesn't even look to try to pick up that gun that was dropped by Saf. Bit of an interesting decision. Stun comes out. Tricky position taken. He's just running straight at it. That's just going to be a knife fight. What is happening up here? Oh my. Okay. EMP wins it. Got a little scared. Like, again, it's just sloppy. I don't know what they're doing, but
unconventional, but I mean,
Yeah.
worked out for Ohio. I mean, sometimes just gotta run in with your knife out and hope for the best, but didn't really work out for Tanuki here. Definitely a really good round. We've seen Pyro this whole time activating those ults, which are usually so devastating when you play Neon, just not working out against Ohio. In this game or the last one, just has been shut down before it can start.
Yeah, and Caramello also been shut down. Hasn't really been able to find a kill in the last few rounds. So your early MVP for Farmingdale stopping their tracks. Jump peek from Brondon, but this op was perfectly placed. Didn't even get to mention it in the pre-round. Somehow they were aware, but it didn't matter. Good shot from Pyro. Finally an advantage to start for Farmingdale. Will it matter though, as Ohio Northern gets on the site. It's time to back out. Flames on low HP. And everybody else on the side of Farmingdale fully healthy. load up. Just sitting here in this mid game, poking and prodding, trying to find some sort of space. B is where they started, and it looks like that's where they're going to end. Smoke on the right side, lockdown. Lying in wait, Saf with it in his hands. Now as the spike goes down,
Spike
and
planted.
the lockdown comes out from the attacking side,
Covering it.
it's going to be a bit of a stall. They're staying on site. They want to fight for this one. Might be because of the op that Pyro holds. It makes it harder to retake. But Roz should be able to do a lot of work here. Tanuki trades off Kevin. Roz gets traded by Flames. Caramello finds one. This Astro Wall is going to just stop all noise. And Pyro's just going to stick those on all the way. Dies to the Nano Swarm. But it doesn't matter. Great Astro Wall.
Yeah, definitely. I think that was a massive game changer there. Being unable to hear if they were sticking that defuse, you know, after getting the one who was defusing with killed. But I mean, after that, you don't know if someone's taken over or not, and you just have to push through it. And unfortunately, it was just a little too late.
Well, now that's finally a round back on the board. They're finally going to be able to keep moving forward with some positivity.
Right, right. And hopefully the start of some new momentum, you know, starting up, getting more rounds in.
Yeah, well, Pyro's going to take an aggressive position here with the op in mid. Roz spotted out by the turret, so just going to peek back into garage. It's going to get really tough here for in a second for Kevin. Yeah, there it is with only the Guardian. And they know that's the only player on site, so it's going to be a 4v5 retake. And again, with that op in hand, it's going to be a bit disadvantageous for Pyro. Stuck outside of CT. We've been in this position plenty of times. Shock Dart's going to try to clear players on site, but everybody is sitting in long or short, except EMP. The lone Hell player gets a great flash and finds two off of it. Just going to ult. CT, no, decides to hold it. Saf finds the player that was in CT. The Heaven player is Pyro. They're going to chase him down. They know he's got the op. Gets one. EMP jump peeking and more util dump coming out. Just holding out that classic. Gets two, but it's not enough. Can't keep the op in hand. And it's all but disaster for Farmingdale. They're able to... Yeah, they have no money now. I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, you know, especially now that we're at match point, you know, things are looking really good for Ohio. You know, that round, very well played, able to take out the one on site very early on and get that plant down. And, you know, it's really hard to hold or retake with that operator. Like, not good for close quarters combat and, like, face-to-face.
Yeah, it definitely looked uncomfortable. Flames finds Roz early, and that's your whole retake plan. So if they get spiked down, it's probably GG's here. Hunter's Fury is going to try to stop that from happening, and Tanuki finds one with it. Pyro finds Saf as well. Two big picks. But no, Spike did get down. They just decided to stick it. Kevin walked in with a Bucky and Singularity playing up high. Doing that all series long. Caramello gets caught by Flames, but Tanuki finds EMP. Flames cloud bursting off. There's an ult out. Pyro, it's a player on site. Singularity repositioning for this long fight. It got really close, but no. Pyro with a huge 3K. Gonna be able to stick the defuse. And they still have life in this one.
Yeah, that was real close at the end there. I'm sure Farmingdale definitely felt that. But they're able to get it in the end. I think that was really close. I almost thought that Singularity was going to get that there.
Yeah, the spray control just milliseconds, or sorry, like millimeters away from getting that second kill.
Right, right. And I mean, I think that Farmingdale definitely felt the sweat there and is very relieved to live another round.
Well, they gotta keep winning these rounds back to back to back to back.
Very.
In order to force overtime. They were in this almost exact same situation last game. Didn't work out for them. It's a lot of pressure. They gotta withstand this mid, or this split here on a C. It's just fast pace, in your face.
They found my wire.
Kevin just forced offside, all that util, not gonna really be able to do anything.
Out of charges.
The only positive here is, oh no, Caramello's down. It's gonna make the retake that much harder, but I was just trying to say, the breach ult can come out here from Roz. And it's gonna find at least one on site, but EMP, oh my! Our hero of last game is the one who's gonna decide this one. Just a quick 3K. And Ohio Northern takes the series in style.
I mean, yeah, EMP coming back. You know, been pretty quiet that last game, but taking it out for the end and winning it. Definitely. Wow. I think it was very very close there for a minute, and then once again towards the end, like the beginnings were always just very very close, and then once it got into the later rounds, like Ohio just kind of swept over.
Yeah, they were able to make really good adjustments throughout, and Ohio Northern proving why they are undefeated up to this point, and they will continue that way. They're now 4-0 so far in round robin. They're still firmly in first place. There's another 3-0 team. We'll see how they continue to do as they move on. But now the Rams, it's 1-3. It's not great. You got to really step it up these last few weeks in order to get into that playoff position.
Yeah,
And yeah, I don't know. What do you think they have to do to adjust moving forward?
I really, it's really hard to say because they were playing very well. Like you could tell that their plays and their readings were good. They're just not good enough for Ohio. I mean, I think that they're a good team and that they can do it, but I think they just need to. So hard to say. Maybe just have that sort of. I don't know. I really can't say.
Yeah.
It's so hard to tell.
And that's why they have coaches, right? They got to figure that one out. That's their job. Yeah. So we'll see what adjustments they make. We'll check in back here with Division A as the season goes on. I mean, that's usually where we're hanging out with these Valorant streams. But for us today, I think that's going to wrap it up here for ECAC. Again, this was round 4 of Division A Group 1, a matchup between Farmingdale and Ohio Northern that ended in Ohio Northern's favor in 2-0 fashion. Catch more Valorant later next week, but make sure you guys tune in for more streams. We got a lot of stuff going on. Tomorrow is Rocket League. It's going to be a fun matchup there. So tune in. Be the same time, 8 p.m. Eastern. I think that's going to be all from me today here from Pink. Wes, you got anything to add?
Yeah, just thanks for watching and sticking with this game. It was incredible to watch. Thanks for listening and tuning in.
Yeah, well, thank you. Everybody have a good night.